What's going on, guys? Josh and Miranda here with SkyMount Studios, and today we're going over how to make money from your videos in 2020.
Stay tuned. Oftentimes, Josh and I, we get so many questions on how can we make money from the videos that we promote. A lot of times, a lot of people are confused that, they see themselves promoting so much and they're not seeing no kind of results from it. So we're here today and we're going to give you 5 tips on how to make money from your videos. Tip number 1, know your audience.
This is possibly one of the most important things that you can possibly do to begin making money from your videos. So the first thing that you want to do is know, are you talking to a boy? Are you talking to a girl? Are you talking to young people, a man, a woman, elderly people?
Right.
Who are you talking to when it comes to your videos that you are promoting?
And Josh makes a good point. Having a target audience builds trust with your clientele and potential clients, and it also lets people know what you're an expert at in that field. If you ever saw a seafood truck, all seafood trucks have pictures of shrimp, crab legs, fish, lobster. They're really catering towards seafood. You won't see chicken, you won't see Japanese food, you won't see Chinese food. So when I'm looking for the best seafood, I'm gonna go to a company that's their main focus. You want a target audience.
Ultimately, of course, we all want everybody to buy our products, get our services. Things just don't work that way, because like Miranda said, the more that you try to appeal to everyone, the more that you look like you're not an expert in anything. So just make sure that before you create a video, you really try to hone in on who is your audience, who you're talking to, because this will ultimately be the #1 factor in you making money from your video.
So yeah, that's tip number 1, is know who your audience is. Tip number 2, are you charging enough?
So when it comes to charging enough, you want to make sure that you calculate all of your expenses. Way before you ever even think about what you're charging or the price of it, think expenses first. What did you spend on your material costs? What did you spend traveling back and forth to create this product for your client if you had to do traveling?
Or the staff members that you have to pay out.
Yep, and then another thing, and one of the main things that a lot of people in general don't consider, is how much time went into making that product. You have to make sure that you're paying yourself enough from that time. But consider all of these things and then ask yourself, is the price you're charging making sense with the amount of expenses that you have?
Also, pricing definitely plays a huge part in how people will perceive you. For instance, if you're charging something too cheap, what does that say about your business or brand, the quality of it, and the service? But if you're charging something too high, could that possibly scare away potential clients? So always just keep that in mind when it comes to pricing. It does definitely play a huge part in your perception.
A lot of times what businesses and brands will do is they'll times their expenses by 2 or 3. So let's say, for example, if it takes you $15 to make your product, that also may include some kind of labor fees and stuff like that, times that number by 2 or 3. And so you either want to be charging your client somewhere between $30 to $45 for that product, and that will always assure that you make money from whatever you're selling through your videos. And so tip number 2, always make sure that you are charging enough. So on to tip number 3, and that is to promote effectively.
When it comes to promoting your videos effectively, you always want to make sure you have a content strategy plan. Most businesses and brands always make sure of that. A content strategy plan is basically a plan where brands and businesses put together on what days they plan on posting their content, and also what kind of content will they be posting.
And by doing that, that will also help to keep you consistent. One thing that me and Miranda do with our content strategy plan is we map out every day of the week, because we pretty much work 7 days a week.
Absolutely.
And we say, okay, we're going to post twice a day. And then we also, not only do we do that, we also look on social media. We check our analytics, which is important to do. Because you want to see when are people going to be on social media the most. That way your content can get the most engagement possible. Because you don't want to post at a time where, let's say if you check your Instagram analytics and it says most of your audience is going to be online around maybe 3 p.m. You don't want to post at 11 a.m. or you don't want to post at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. if 3 p.m. is your peak spot. So make sure that whenever you create your plan, you also check your analytics on when to post.
Right, and plus you want to have the most engagement as possible. The more that you can find what time works best, the better engagement you will get.
So when developing your content strategy plan, make sure that you keep in mind that word consistency. Keep in mind when is your audience online the most, and also figure out what kind of content would your audience benefit from the most. And there's two different styles of promotion that you want to consider. One is organic and one is running ads. The organic way is typically, let's say if you post your video on Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media outlet that you're using, and let's say if you have like 900 followers.
Exactly.
Organically posting, that means you post this directly on your page. Only the amount of people that are following you have the potential to see that.
Now, if you run an ad, you're able to put money towards a certain, whatever your budget is, you're able to put money towards that ad. And what that allows you to do is reach people that don't follow you. And so it's very important to make sure that you have a budget aside for ad promotion. So that way that you can reach beyond just your organic reach. And that way, that's how you're able to even generate more sales.
And do keep in mind when it comes to running ads, all of your ads aren't going to do well. That's a part of it. And what you want to do is just go back and revisit those videos that you're promoting through ads and see exactly what's wrong with those videos, why your audience isn't engaging. And the more you do that, you'll definitely get a whole lot better at running ads more effectively, which will ultimately result in you getting paid more or you making money from your videos.
Exactly. And also study other people's ads that's within your field that also can show like, man, I see that they have a lot of views, but let me see how they may be wording things. What do they have in their videos? So that way you have something that you can reference to. So that's tip number 3, is making sure that you're promoting effectively. Tip number 4 is call to action.
So that's definitely another important thing that you want to put in your videos as a call to action. And basically what that is you're telling your audience exactly what you want them to do at the end of watching your video. Different examples of that could be like a call now at the end of your video.
Visit your website.
Like us on Facebook. Anything where you're telling your audience to do something, that is what a call to action is. So our last tip, which is tip number 5, and that is your video quality. This is a little bit of a tip and a little bit of advice.
Right.
Pretty much your quality is a direct first impression of your business. And I want you to look at it exactly like that. Your video quality is a first impression of your business. And we all know when it comes to first impressions, typically you only get one.
And not even just quality in the sense of your image, as far as the image of the video, also the sound. The sound is also important. Most people will not go through your video if the sound sounds distorted, or if they can't hear you, or is way too loud.
Keep that in mind. When it comes to quality, it represents far more than just the video. It represents you, your brand, how you feel about yourself, and how you feel about your customers.
And it also will reflect if people can trust you from here on out. Because one thing about when it comes to quality is people want to know that not only that your video is good quality, but now they can trust that your product is good quality as well.
So you may say, hey, man, we shot a video and we're just going to put it out. We didn't have the budget or we didn't get the video done correctly. Your customers do not care about that. All they know is they saw something that does not look good, and from that point, they're going to have a hard time trusting anything from you after that. That's our 5 tips that we've created for you. These same 5 tips me and Miranda both use on a daily basis. And we believe these 5 tips are going to be extremely helpful for you. If you need to, run the video back, write them down. We hope you were taking notes. If you weren't, run it back, write it down. And we definitely think these tips are going to be extremely useful for you.
So yeah, make sure you subscribe to our channel and also hit the bell notification button so you'll be notified when we're uploading new videos weekly.
And also make sure that you like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That way you can stay up to date with all of our social media updates.
So yeah, guys, we hope you love this video and we'll talk to you guys soon.